where, like,
Mm-hmm.
for instance, we're creating one in Jacksonville at the Bay and B, on Hodges and San Pablo, where, and this is a for fee, it's $20 per child,
Mm-hmm.
but an average music therapy lesson is $80. So we're going
Right.
to be doing group sessions for children with special needs, and then we're looking to start this throughout the county so that parents
Great.
have options where they can bring their children.
That's great. That's actually really close to that's close to where I live, as you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about parents who perhaps they're homeschooling their kids or the kids are in private school? Is there any resources available for them?
Yeah, well, we are willing to start programs where
Mm-hmm.
needed. What the one caveat, one of our other missions of Connecting Through Music is is only, to my knowledge, about 10, maybe 12 music therapists in our whole region. And most of them are employed already. So we are looking to attract and recruit and relocate music therapists to our area. So at some point, there will be many music therapists, and schools can hire them on their own for however many hours they need. I think that within 5 years, my
Okay.
goal is that that Connecting to Music doesn't need to step into this role. And Medicaid is looking to reimburse music therapy for individual students and in groups starting in August. So there's another opportunity there. So Connecting to Music is willing to create a community class for it to work for us. It needs
Mm-hmm.
to be at least 6 children, and we don't want the group to be any larger than 12. So if anybody's interested in starting a group, they can call me. Stephen Onburn is the music therapist, and he is the owner of First Coast Music Therapy. He's an amazing resource. He is the gentleman who is actually providing music therapists to Connecting to Music. We're partnering.
Okay.
We're providing we have the not-for-profit. We do the collaboration, the connecting, the marketing in the community, and Stephen is supplying the expertise for music therapy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, great update. And I hope people out there listening and reach out to you and learn more about the program. Now, as you know, this is a show about, courageous living. And we talk,
Mm-hmm.
courage is really a big umbrella, isn't it? I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
affects so much, so many aspects of our life. And so you as a family, your husband and all 4 of your kids have gone through quite a journey. How's your family doing these days?
I want to be very transparent. We are doing well. When you have a child with special needs, any child with special needs, and one who has gone through so many medical issues and will continue to need care and intense medical monitoring for the rest of their lives, it's like having an earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole life is kind of blown up from what you knew it to be. And at some point it settles. And then the analogy I use is you need to kind of make it through where the coals are really hot, and you just, like, for me, I had adrenal fatigue because I lived in the hospital for a year. I probably didn't sleep regular nights for 2 or 3 years, and you don't even realize how it affects your body and your family till the embers settle and the coals are not so hot. But then I think if you connect with resources, if you nourish yourself, if you take care of yourself, if you realize that your life is still important. Like I always knew that although we needed to give Dante what he needed, I needed to keep my marriage intact. I needed to nourish that. I needed to take care of my other 3 children because they had just as much of a right to a wonderful childhood
Yeah.
as Dante does. And then for myself, if I wasn't taking care of myself, if I wasn't feeling fulfilled, then I wasn't going to be that support for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And there were times when I did too much and I gave too much, and I had to relearn a lot of things. But this has been a journey for me, and it's been a journey for Karsten, my husband, and myself. And I would say the biggest gift I have in Karsten is that he's willing to be open and grow. And we've been open. We've taken different courses together individually. We've taken trips by ourselves, some with all of the family, and some without Dante, because I realized that it's a whole different dynamic. And if we
Mm-hmm.
take Dante, either I am going 24/7, and then I'm not giving the kids any attention, or we need to bring somebody else with us, and then there's another dynamic in the family. So sometimes we had to make hard decisions, and it wasn't how I thought it should be always. But now I think we're all healing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. I'm probably happier than I've ever been. Do I miss when my life was easier? Yes. Do I miss living in Italy? Yes, although I love our wonderful community. But I'm so grateful for where I am now because I'm stretching myself in ways I never would have. I'm doing a couple of different things professionally. With Connecting Through Music, I was committed to having it be a pay-it-forward organization, and to this date, I haven't taken a penny from it. In fact, I put my own resources into it. But we're going on since 2016, 4 or 5 years now, 4 years. And so we are looking to professionalize Connecting Through Music. We're looking to bring it in line with other 501c3s and hire an executive director, even if it's a very part-time basis. But we have a huge mission. And that took a lot of courage. And I don't know if you know, but there was a contest on Channel 4, Newsjax 4, and the organization with Kelly Young, She Is Fierce. And it was a contest throughout the community where women who were entrepreneurs and wanted to learn more in their life could apply for the contest. And I was one of 2 winners. So for the last 2 or 3 months, I've been working with Kelly Young and other prominent women in the community, mentors, and we've been filming, and I've been learning a lot. But what Kelly really helped me to do was to look at who I am and what my goals are. And I had to find, who do I want to be as a woman and as an entrepreneur? And the words that came to me was being abundant. And that doesn't necessarily, it can mean money, but to me, abundance in life is just having what you need and not coming from scarcity. Being a leader and having integrity. And then, so those are the words that really drive me, and personally and professionally. But then I had to look, what really drives me? And to me, it's freedom. I've always been like a kind of a free spirit, the way I think about things, the paths I've taken in life. And for a while, what happened with Dante, it really had me feel, that I didn't have choices and that my life had fallen apart from what I had dreamed for it to be. And now what I'm understanding is if I use abundance and leadership and integrity throughout my life, personally, with my family, professionally, then I can have freedom in my life to the degree that I want to have it. It's a little bit scary. I had to take a leap of faith and say, okay, I'm going to grow Connecting Through Music. I have goals now over the next 5 years financially and how many children we're going to reach. And they're big goals. And I can't tell you how, but I just believe it will happen. And I believe it will happen because I believe it's the right thing to do and it's the right thing for me. While I was working with Connecting Through Music, I was probably putting in at least 20 hours a week. And, I was feeling guilty because I wasn't bringing an income in for our family. And I really do need to go back to work. Everybody that has a special needs child and everybody that has children knows how expensive it is. But having a special needs child is like turning open a drain despite all the resources that the community provides us. Dante can never be left alone. I can never leave at night, ever, if, I don't have somebody there. Like, he can't go over to a friend's house is what I'm saying. A typical babysitter could not take care of him. It needs to be a nurse or somebody highly trained. So I'm creating my life so that I can have that freedom. And I'm very excited about it.
I can tell, and just knowing you and listening to you here today on this show, I mean, you sound so vibrant in your energy, and you're just so smart and resourceful. And I know that, there might be a lot of women out there, parents out there who are, in similar situations, and it can be a very dark time. Raising in what would you say to them? How do they take care of themselves? And because you obviously you're doing a great job. You talk about abundance, and you definitely are one person that has that abundance of energy and good energy to keep moving forward and not get caught in that despair. And I just got the 2-minute warning left, so maybe with just but what can you
real quick?
Real quick.
Well, I think that depression or anxiety are a symptom of something being wrong. So if you're feeling either of those, stop and see what your body needs and try to take care of yourself. And then there are resources out there, and ask for help because you cannot do it alone. I cannot do it alone. It doesn't take a village. I say it takes a country to raise a child with special needs. So ask for help, but know that you can create your own life. And there's professionals out there. There's so many resources these days online. You just have to believe it, but you have to have a plan, and you have to have a vision of what you want. And then you just take small steps, and before you know it, you'll be there. You really will, but you have to believe it.
Perfect. We're going to end there, Karen. And this has been Karen Demuth of connectingthroughmusic.com. Thank you so much for joining us on Courageously Go again. You're definitely one of the most courageous women and people that I know. And I thank you and for joining us.
Thank you, Debbie. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And everyone out there, this is Debbie DePietro, and you've been joining us here on Courageously Go, where we have these really interesting conversations each week from around the world about courage. And I'm so glad that you've joined us. One thing I should mention, I do have a book out. It's called Short Morning Prayers, a collection of heartfelt prayers to start your day. You can find it on Amazon, Cracker Barrel stores, and various outlets. And I encourage you to pick it up. It's a lovely, lovely book, a gift for yourself or others. And until next time, ladies, remember this. It's our time to shine. Let's make it so. And courageously go.